Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Govindanandi.
Fast. Get ready. जय श्री राधा गोकुलंद की, जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौर निताय की, प्रभुपाद की। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्तादिशतारिणे। Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radha Gokuland ki, Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gaura Nitai ki, Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So the next one, we'll be doing the Prem Dhwani prayers, where we'll be, invoking the blessings of all our acharyas. And so if you have some space, you can bow down and take the blessings, and we will be reciting. And after that, we'll be having the Narsim prayer. We'll be reciting the Prem Dhwani prayers. Just a minute. Yeah. जय ओम विष्णुपदाय परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री सत श्रीमती एसी भक्ति सिद्धांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपदा परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री सत श्रीमती भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासदी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राम राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मायापुर धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहद मुंदा की सामवेद भक्ति वृंद की All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna. We request all the devotees to be seated. So the next one is going to be have a Narasimha prayer. And after that, we're going to have a very short session. We'll take a few minutes of your time to speak about some of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So please stay back. You can be seated and we'll be listening to the Narasimha prayer. Hare Krishna.
No, I can't play both. We'll play. No. You'll sing, I'll play. Okay. I can't play.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Oh yato yami tato Narasimha. Bahe Narasimha hirdaye Narasimha. Bahe Narasimha hirdaye Narasimha. Narasimha madhim saranam prapade. Oh Narasimha madhim saranam prapade. Tava kara kamala bare nakham adbhuta singar dalita hiranyakasipu tanu bingam kesavadeta narhari rupa. Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare. Ab kar kamal bare nakham adbhuta singar dalita hiranyakasipu tanu bhinga kesavadita narhari. Savadhita narhari rupa. Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare. Savadhita narhari rupa. Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare, Jaya Jagdish Hare. Oh Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. नरसिम्हा भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे।
Hare Krishna everyone. That was wonderful. Thank you for taking part in this Sankirtan Yajna, which is so beautiful, where all of us were singing together for the pleasure of Krishna. Most of the time we try to please our own senses, but here in the temple we are trying to please the senses of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Hrishikesha. This beautiful song that we are singing, this Hare Krishna, and this Narasimha prayer that we did, I'm sure many of you would be aware of the very famous sloka from Bhagavad Gita. We want to take a few minutes of your time to share some knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, because we come to a Krishna Mandir, we need to have some takeaways. What is Krishna's message from Bhagavad Gita? So, one of the very famous sloka that everybody would be aware of, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinasaya cha duskritam, dharma samstapanardaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? Where Krishna says that time after yuga after yuga, he comes in different avatars. Right? Once he's come in the form of Narasimha avatar, as you can see, we have just now sang for Narasimha Dev. Right? And Narasimha Dev appeared from a pillar. And this was the thing, right? When the demoniac king, Hiranyakashipu, was asking, is Krishna, Vishnu everywhere? And Bhakta Prahlad says, yes, Father, he's everywhere. Then he said, are you saying that God is there in this pillar? Yes, Father, Krishna is there in this pillar. And then, when he said, okay, fine, if Krishna is there in this pillar, let me see this. And he takes a boulder and tries to bang into the wall. And that's when Narasimha Deva avatar comes, right? To go and kill him. So, God comes in the most important thing in Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya duskritam. What's the main message is that Krishna comes for two purposes, which is mentioning Bhagavad Gita. One is for the pleasure of his devotees, to protect his devotees. And second thing is to put an end to all these demoniac kings like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Duryodhana, and all these people. They're very demoniac, isn't it? They had a very demoniac kind of a mentality. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is taking different avatars, like Narasimha Deva avatar, and then he's come in the form of Lord Ram as well. We are so fortunate that in our lifetime we've seen Ram Mandir happening in Ayodhya, isn't it? How fortunate we are. Our ancestors waited for 500 years for this thing to happen, and today we are seeing that happening. Maybe we were there at that point of time. So very interestingly, Krishna comes in different avatars. But in Kali Yuga, in which avatar did Krishna come? Does anybody know? Kalki. But before that, one of the most important thing it is mentioned in our scriptures, Kalikale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar, which means Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Kali Yuga is descended in the form of this Nama Avatar, which means this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this Nama of Krishna, Nama Avatar. This is how Krishna is descended in this Kali Yuga, right? When you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, this is the Nama Avatar of Krishna. Just like how we have the deities of Krishna, similarly this transcendental sound vibration, this is an avatar of Krishna. So two most beautiful things that happened in Kali Yuga. I know you mentioned Kalki, there's a movie also that is happening. But you know, like in movies, how they kind of twist the stories and they make villainish people, they make them into heroes. Like here you can see Ashwatthama has become like a hero in that movie. So that is the reason why it is so important for us to understand the authentic scriptures, right? Before go to movies like Bollywood and all that, they keep twisting the stories however they feel like. And that's the reason why when you come to a mandir, and here we follow the Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, we have followed the Brahma Madhava Sampradaya, where we have you can see the lineage of gurus out there. When we have Prabhupada, we have Saraswati Thakur, we have all the gurus out there. So all this knowledge has come in a disciplic succession. You all know that many people don't know that Bhagavad Gita, whom is Bhagavad Gita first spoken to? Was it spoken to Arjuna? No. Sanjay? Sanjay was just seeing the whole Bhagavad Gita, but whom did Krishna directly speak Bhagavad Gita? Not to Arjuna. Not to Hanuman. Surya Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan hamavyayam vivaswan manave praha manur ikvakave braved. Where Krishna Bhagavan says, Arjuna, this divine yoga, this science of yoga, I have first explained it to the sun god Vivaswan. The sun god's name is Vivaswan. Vivaswan passed on this Bhagavad Gita knowledge to Manu, the father of mankind. And Manu passed on this knowledge to Ikwaku, the Raghurama dynasty. So he says, somewhere Krishna said, somewhere the chain got broken. The knowledge was being passed on, the chain got broken. So that is the reason why again when Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna. And how many slokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? 700 slokas. How many chapters? 20? 18. You added 2 more chapters. It's actually 18 chapters, right? 18 chapters and 700 slokas. Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke about 574 verses out of this, and the remaining were all questions. Because Arjuna was asking a lot of questions on behalf of all of us, right? So this is not an ordinary thing. Krishna is saying the science, imam vivasvate yogam, the science of yoga has been explained in this Bhagavad Gita. Right? And as followers of Sanatana Dharma, in today's social media and today the movies are twisting our stories so much that we need to understand what is the actual story, what is the actual thing. And this is the reason why we need a bona fide spiritual master, a guru we need. Krishna Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshanaha. Where Krishna is telling Arjuna, all of you, we should have a spiritual master in your life. We should surrender to the spiritual master. You should inquire from the spiritual master. And that spiritual master will give you the divine knowledge of Krishna, which will take us back to the lotus feet of Krishna. So we are so fortunate here because this temple is the place where this is the second most, we have more than 1,000 temples all over the world, right? And this is the place where our spiritual master stayed the most, apart from US. US was the place where he stayed the most, and after that, outside India, this is the second place where he stayed the most. He used to live upstairs. If you haven't gone, you can see the private quarters of Prabhupada, and he has personally installed the deities out here. Can you imagine? So this is very important because as followers of Sanatana Dharma, when people ask, why are you doing idol worship? Why are you worshipping statues? We don't know how to answer. But all this knowledge we have in Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna? What is Arjuna asking in Krishna? Arjuna is asking, Evam satata yuktaye bhakta swam paryapashite ye chapayaksharam avyaktam te shamke yoga vittamaha. Arjuna is asking Krishna, please tell me which is the right way to worship you. Should we worship you as a formless God, that God hasn't got a form? Or should we worship you in the form of a deity, a archa vigraha? Which way to worship? So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 12, Bhakti Yoga, verse number 2, Krishna is saying, Mayavasya mano yemam nitya yukta upashate shraddhaya paro yopeta tame yukta tamamataha. Where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, of these two options which you said, whether God has a form or a formless God, which is the best way to worship me? Krishna is saying, Arjuna, those who fix their mind on my personal form, that is the deity form, like how we have, at your home you have your deities, and over here also we have deities. So Krishna is saying, those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, Arjuna, I consider that to be the best form of worship. So you see why we worship deities? We don't do idol worship, we do deity worship. Archa Vigraha, incarnation of Krishna, right? Why? Because we cannot see. Krishna is so transcendental, we cannot see. Even in that time also, Krishna tells Arjuna, I'm giving you divine eyes. Now you can see my Vishwarupam. Like that, Arjuna couldn't see. Then when he was given the divine eyes, then he was able to see Krishna, the Vishwarupam of Krishna. Like that, because we have a material body and because we cannot see God with our material eyes, Krishna so kindly came in the form of Archa Vigraha, as the deity form. And he's accepting all our prayers over here. And in the afternoon, I was telling you a beautiful example of Tota Gopinath. Have you heard about Tota Gopinath? Anyone from Puri? So this is a beautiful story about Krishna Bhagavan, where Krishna is being worshipped by Gadadhar Pandit, one of the dearest devotees of Krishna. And the Krishna over there was standing like this, right, as a normal deity form. So after some time, when Gadadhar Pandit was getting old, he prays to Krishna. He says, Krishna, I'm not able to worship you like this. My legs are aching, I become old. I'll get you another priest from tomorrow. So Krishna comes in the dream and he says, Gadadhar, I want you only to worship. If you're finding it difficult to stand up from tomorrow, I will sit down. So he thought it's a dream, it came in a dream. So next day morning when he went to the temple, he was surprised to see Krishna was actually sitting down instead of standing. Right? So this, even now if you go to Tota Gopinath temple, you will find Krishna sitting. That's the only deity where you'll be seeing Krishna sitting down over there. So like that, they have so many miraculous stories. We were just talking in the afternoon about Udupi temple. Have you anybody been to Udupi temple? So over there in Udupi temple, there was a devotee called Kanakadas who was worshipping Krishna, outside. and he comes from a lower community. So the Brahmins did not allow him into the temple. In those days, they used to have discrimination, isn't it? And then, so the person was standing outside the temple and he was praying. And then they did not allow him to stand outside the temple also. He was doing kirtan for Krishna, he was crying and he was doing. He said, no, you can't stand in front of the temple. So that person went to the back, and outside the temple he was crying for Krishna, doing kirtan, and he was praying for Krishna. Krishna was so touched by the devotion that he turned the other side in the temple room. The deity of Krishna turned the other side. One big hole broke into the wall, and so that that person can have darshan of Krishna. And then he was able to see Krishna, and then he started doing kirtan for Krishna. Next day morning, when the Brahmins opened the temple, they were surprised to see that Krishna was facing the other side and looking at the window where the devotee was praying outside. So we have to understand, these are the miraculous stories. The bottom line behind Bhakta Prahalad, or whether it's Karakadas or Gadadhar Pandit, the bottom line is, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Ye yatamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. According to your level of devotion, I am also reciprocating. So Krishna is reciprocating according to your devotion. So many times, there's so many of people talk about caste system and all that, right? But Bhagavan Sri Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam maya sustam gunakarma vibhagashaha, where Krishna is saying, Arjuna, these Kshatriyas, Brahmins, Sudras and Vaishyas, these 4 different divisions of the human society have been started by me. But they are started based on, these 4 divisions are happening based on the gunas. So even if you're born in a Brahmin family, if you have a Kshatriya spirit, you're no more a Brahmin, you're a Kshatriya, because you have that, by nature, you have that tendency to go and fight, to protect the poor people. You have that Kshatriya spirit. Then you are a Kshatriya, you're no more a Brahmin. But if you're born in a Sudra family also, if you have that liking for scriptures, you're studying the scriptures, you're worshipping Krishna, then you're a Brahmin, you're no more a Sudra. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna says that Mamhi Partha Vyapashritya Yepisyu Papayonaha Striyo Vaishyas Tata Sudras Yepiyan Taramgatim, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Arjuna, irrespective of whether you're a Brahmin or Sudra or an untouchable Chandala or anybody, everybody has the opportunity to reach and take shelter of me. And they can, by bhakti life, they can reach out to me and definitely they can attain me. So unlike the ancient time where the Brahmins used to not allow the other people to come into this thing, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad Gita, for him there is no distinction between a Chandala and whether a Brahmin or anything. What matters is only bhakti, right? And I was telling you, Kalikale Namarupa Krishna Avatar, which means Krishna in this Kali Yuga descended in the form of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Namarupa. And besides this, another beautiful thing which has happened is, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is so kind, as he said in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya Sadhunam, whenever he comes for these 2 reasons. In Kali Yuga, he descended in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the middle, can you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The golden colored dhoti. That is Krishna Bhagavan himself, 500 years back, came in the form of a devotee. Right? He appeared in West Bengal. And on the left side, you can see blue colored dhoti. That is none other than Nityananda. That is Balaram. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Krishna and Balaram in Dwapar Yuga appeared again as devotees in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, how we can link both of these Bhagavad Gita in this thing is, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Bhakyamama bijanati yavanyascha smitatvataha. Krishna says the only way you can understand Krishna Bhagavan is by bhakti. Always chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That bhakti is what Krishna wants. But that is what Krishna is telling, only by bhakti. So again he comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to show us how to do bhakti. How to do bhakti means he always used to go and as a devotee he was in the mood of Radharani. So he was always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna. It's Krishna himself he used to chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Bhagavan's, why we are following is, we are following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission out here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that in the next 10,000 years, every nook and corner of the world, there will be Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the prediction given by Krishna Bhagavan. So here in this temple, we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And why we are followers? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna Bhagavan himself came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sangopangasra Parshadai Yajna Sankitana Praye Yajantehi Sumedasa, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam. Do you know about Bhagavatam? The difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? So Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and Bhagavatam is being written completely about the science of the loving relationship between Krishna and his devotees. Right? the Krishna and his devotees like gopis and the Vrindavan, the people of Vrindavan, all this beautiful loving relationship has been mentioned over here. So in Bhagavatam it's been mentioned Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sangopangastra Parishadai, where it is mentioned that intelligent people in the age of Kali Yuga will worship Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who is going to be like, unlike Krishna was like blackish color, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he was in molten golden complexion. He was somewhere about between 7 to 8 feet high. He was so tall, and he was having beautiful limbs, and it is been mentioned in Vishnu Sahasranama. Does anybody know about Vishnu Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of Vishnu? You know, right? So, very simple thing is, before Bhagavad Gita, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna gets depressed. Then Bhagavad Gita was spoken. After the whole battlefield of Kurukshetra was happened, Yudhishthira gets depressed. The eldest of the Pandavas, seeing so much of bloodshed. Oh my God, Krishna, so much of bloodshed. Everybody died on the battlefield. Then he goes to ask Krishna, Krishna, what is the dharma of life? What is the highest purpose? Then he takes him to Bhishma Pitamaha. So Bhishma Pitamaha tells, the highest dharma of human life is to glorify Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And then he goes on to recite the 1,000 names of Vishnu. And in this 1,000 names of Vishnu, one of the names of Vishnu is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarna Varno Hemango. So Krishna says Suvarna Varno Hemango means when Chaitanya Krishna came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in a molten golden complexion, somewhere around 8 feet high, and he was like beautiful limbs. He was so much, and he was always chanting Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalo Nasti Eva Nasti Eva Gatir Anyata, which means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling in the form of Krishna that in Kali Yuga there is no better way to attain God consciousness. There is no other better way to come out of your anxieties in life than to chant the holy name of Krishna. Just one Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all your problems. Your anxiety will be going away. You will slowly start developing. What happens is when you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Cheto Darpana Marjanam will happen, which means right now, if you are standing in front of a mirror and the mirror is having full dust, you can't see yourself, isn't it? But if you clean the mirror, then you can see yourself clearly. So similarly, when you're chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all the dust and impurities from your heart and your mind, everything, all your old samskaras from thousands of life you have accumulated, so many sinful reactions, isn't it? All that will get cleansed. And when all that gets cleansed, you will slowly start developing the love for Krishna. So Krishna Bhagavan is so kind, he came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee to tell us that you don't need to go into the forest, you don't need to study the Vedas, you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There is a beautiful sloka in Bhagavad Gita where it is said, Vedeshu yajneshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punya palam pratistam atyeti tat sarvam vidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaichi chadyam, where Krishna Bhagavan is saying, whatever benefits that people get by studying the Vedas, whatever benefit people get by doing charity, whatever benefit people get by doing austerities, by penances, all those benefits you will get just by reciting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. You will get all the benefits. So you don't need to go after all these things because we don't have so much of life also. Each one Veda will take all our lives. But Krishna is so kind, saying that in Kali Yuga the lives are very short. So the best thing to do is chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Krishna Bhagavan, today's material world, people say we don't have time for spirituality. Because even if you take mothers, they're doing so many responsibilities. They have to take care of the children, they have to take care of husband, in-laws, so many things they have to do, right? But Krishna is saying how to spiritualize your day-to-day life. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Yad karosi yad asnasi yad juhosi dadasi yad tapasyasi kaunteya tad kurusva mad arpanam, where Krishna is saying, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away, whatever austerities you do, whatever charity you do everything as an offering to me. Om Krishna Arpanam. So if you're eating some fruits, offer it to Krishna. That will become Krishna Prasadam. If you're buying a new home, keep a beautiful divine space for Krishna. That will become your Devalayam. Like that, if you're doing charity, even charity also we have to be very careful. You know that? If you're giving charity to a wrong person, or that karma will come to you. That bad karma. So we have to be very, very careful. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also, even the charity that you're doing is in 3 modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Out of ignorance, I've seen one YouTube video when one person wanted to be like a charity person and he's giving money to all the drunkards on the street. Now all the karma, they will go and drink, all that karma will come to this person. But he doesn't understand. And this is the reason why we need Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna is giving us this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. Right? He's giving us completely this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. So he's saying, whatever you do in your life, do everything as an offering to me. When you start your day, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and then carry on doing your duty. Bhagavan Sri Krishna never said, leave everything and come back of me. Right? He says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara Yuddhacha Mayarpito Mano Buddhi Mamivesasya. Where Krishna is telling, always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same carry on doing what you're doing. By doing like that, you will be able to attain Krishna Bhagavan because you're already constantly, just like her mother is always thinking of a child, right? Even if she's working, she's thinking about a child. Similarly, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, you think about me always and always carry on doing what you're doing. In that way, you will not incur any sin. At the same time, you will be able to attain me as well. So this is Bhagavan Sri Krishna is given us, there is one beautiful thing Krishna has given us. Krishna has given us free will. He's given us the free will. He's given us this life to choose whatever you want. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshi sti na priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. Where Krishna is saying, I am not partial to anyone, nor am I equal to, nor am I envious of anyone. But whoever is engaging in bhakti towards me, Krishna is telling, for that bhakta, I will remain as a friend to him and he is a friend to me. So you can imagine how Krishna is so kind. He is saying, you know, when Duryodhana and Arjuna went, both of them went to Krishna, right? What happened? Arjuna chose Krishna and Duryodhana wanted Krishna's army. But who won the war? Arjuna won the war. Why? Because he chose Krishna. So like that, Krishna gives us the free will. So if we choose Krishna in our lives, then Krishna will go, he'll be always being with us. Afternoon, somebody was asking, well, I worship Hanuman. Is there any problem if I worship along with Krishna? But Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling a beautiful thing in Bhagavad Gita. He's saying, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing above Krishna. So above Hanuman, you have Lord Ram. Above Ganesha, you have Lord Shiva. But above Krishna, there's no one else. Mata paratam nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sutre manigana eva. Krishna says, Arjuna, there is nothing more superior than me. Everything, this whole cosmic universe is resting on me. Just like as a string of pearls are resting on the string within inside, similarly, this whole cosmic universe is resting on me. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna also goes on to say, if somebody is worshipping some demigod, it's not like Krishna is envious when you're worshipping Ganesha or something. In fact, do you know something? Krishna is so kind and compassionate. He tells in Bhagavad Gita, for devotees who are worshipping some other demigod, it is my, Arjuna, it is me sitting in everybody's heart, seeing your desire, I am the one who is making your faith strong in that particular god that you're worshipping. But Arjuna, you have to know this very clearly. If Ganesha is able to remove your obstacles, if Lord Hanuman is able to remove all your problems, you have to understand, Arjuna, that all that power to remove these obstacles is coming from me. So you understand now, so Krishna is the source of all the power. So all that power is being passed on to the demigods and from there it's going to come. That's the reason why we call Krishna as the Purna Avatar. Like if you worship Krishna, it's like watering the roots of a tree. When you water the roots of the tree, the branches, everything gets watered, right? You don't water the branches and the leaves, right? You water the roots. So worshipping Krishna is like watering the roots of a tree. When Krishna is being worshipped, all the devatas, everybody becomes happy. Everybody becomes happy. Throughout Krishna Katha, if you see Bhagavatam, whenever Krishna is doing some amazing feat, all the devatas, they're just throwing flowers from the sky because they're so happy seeing Krishna. So even they are also worshipping. And Krishna is telling us, like, you all know the story of Govardhan Hill, right? When Indra was trying to punish the people of Vrindavan and he lashed out rains at this thing, Krishna, at 7 years old, he took the Govardhan on his little finger just to show Indra, you are just nothing for me. Right? I am the one who's controller, not you are not the controller. And he asked all the people at the age of 7 years, he held it for 7 days on his little finger. This is just to show that it's nothing, this is nothing for him. All the demigods, they are in the control of Krishna. That is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhrudam sarva bhutanam gyatamam shantim richati. In today's world, everybody thinks I am the proprietor, I am the owner, I am this thing, right? But Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. That means whatever sacrifices that you are doing for Krishna, I am the supreme enjoyer. Sarvaloka maheshwaram. I am the Lord of all these universes. Suhridam Sarva Bhutana, I am your best well-wisher and your best friend. Krishna is telling all of us that you're all thinking that I'm an engineer, I'm a mother, I'm an Indian, I'm this. These are all temporary identities, but you have a much higher spiritual identity. Actually, you all belong to me. But we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. Mamai vamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana mana shastra nindriyani prakriti stani. Krishna Bhagavan is telling, all of you jiva atmas, you all have a spirit soul inside, you all belong to me. But because you have fallen into this Kali Yuga, into this material world, you have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. And that is the reason why Krishna is coming in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to tell us that if you keep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will be able to once again revitalize, completely energize, and you will be able to understand this relationship with Krishna, that actually you are none of these things which you are thinking. You are actually a divine soul and you are part and parcel of Krishna Bhagavan. So that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna giving us this message, right? And Krishna is giving, people don't think that this is only one life. There is a lot of people, they think this is only one life. But Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad Gita, so many lifetimes, Arjuna, all of us we have passed through. All of us, we had so many lifetimes. And the soul, does the soul have a, we all celebrate birthdays, right? We all celebrate birthdays. But does the soul have a birthday? Do you know the birthday of a soul? Do you know the birthday of any soul? Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitana bhuyah ajo nityaha shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna, you are a Jivatma, and for the Jivatma, there is no birth or death at any time. That means all of us inside we have an Atma, and that Atma belongs to the Paramatma, and this Atma has been existing ever since Krishna is there. So there is no birth, it's always been existing. So it is not something like which has come into being. We have come into being. This temporary body has come into being, right? But for the soul, there is no birth or death at any time, right? And that is what we are trying to do here. We are trying to engage ourselves in bhakti. The only purpose of any religion, Prabhupada used to say, is to love God. And how to love God? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming saying that you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is sit and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That itself will do everything. And that's the only thing that has been mentioned. That's the reason why Bhagavan Sri Krishna, what is his final signature statement in Bhagavad Gita? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaisyami masichaha. Arjuna, abandon all varieties of religion. Just surrender unto me. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. In today's material world, all of us, we are suffering because we have done some karma, but bad karma in our previous life, right? But in this life, do not think that you have come to a Krishna temple on your own. Nobody has come to a Krishna temple on your own. Krishna has called you to this temple. It is because of Krishna's will you are here sitting and listening to Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna is saying that in this life, if you are able to take to Krishna Bhakti, there is every chance that you can go back to Krishna Loka and don't come out of this material world. Janmantara sahasreshu tapodana samadvihi naranam shena punyanam Krishna bhakte prajayati. Which is said, you all of you sitting here and listening to Krishna Katha and seeing this Krishna deity, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, it is explained. Durlabha means something which is very difficult to attain. So Janma Karma, this particular sloka is telling that all of you must have done so many pious deeds in your previous life. You must have done so many good karmas. You must have done so many austerity. You must have done so much of charity that finally you get a life which is taken to Krishna Bhakti. It is not an ordinary thing at all. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatiti siddhaya. Krishna says, out of 1,000 people, there will be one person who is perfect, and out of one person, hardly one person knows me. So you can see how Krishna Bhakti is rare. And if you are listening to Krishna, it is not this thing, I'm just an instrument here. It is Krishna who's got you to the temple and making you listen. A lot of people misguide. They say like, because we live in a world, guided missiles, misguided people, right? So, Krishna say, a lot of people say, oh, what do you get by reading Bhagavad Gita? You don't get anything. You have to follow. Then only there is a benefit. No. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, so, janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatpataha chakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So, Arjuna, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, even if people are listening to Bhagavad Gita, if you just listen to Bhagavad Gita once, if you are listening to Krishna Katha from Bhagavatam once, by listening also, Krishna is saying that activity that you are doing just by listening to Krishna Katha is so auspicious that Krishna says that at the end of your life, you will not come back into this material world, but you will directly go to Krishna Loka. So you can imagine how auspicious it is just to listen to Krishna Katha or Bhagavad Gita. So always take the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, take all the knowledge from the bona fide spiritual master. Our spiritual master Prabhupada has given this. There are so many versions of Bhagavad Gita, right, in the market. But we here follow Bhagavad Gita, which is called as Bhagavad Gita as it is, which has been translated by our spiritual master Prabhupada. and which is called as Bhagavad Gita as it is, which means exactly the way Bhagavan Sri Krishna has spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Word to word translation has been given in this Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that is the version that we have to read. Sometimes even our spiritual master used to read Bhagavad Gita. Then the disciples used to ask, why are you also reading? Because you translated it. Then Prabhupada said, it's because I didn't write it. Everything is being guided by Krishna. Krishna would be guiding and then Prabhupada would write. He would just sleep for 2 hours and the remaining time he would translate all these books. Why was he doing all these things? At the age of 69, Prabhupada took all this risk going all the way to the US. Right? And the instruction of a spiritual master, he told him, go to the West and start this Krishna conscious movement. And this whole movement started from the US over there, where under a tree, this whole movement was started by Prabhupada chanting. Under a tree, he was sitting and just chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. In the US, he was chanting. And then everybody started gathering. And then they started one temple. Like that, at the age of 69, he started this movement. In 10 years, 108 temples all around the world. 108 temples. Can you believe it? And he translated Bhagavad Gita. He translated 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam. Prabhupada has translated. 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita Prabhupada has translated. And he introduced this Jagannath. 21st, by the way, July 21st, next Sunday, we are going to have the Jagannath Rath Yatra in London, near Hyde Park Corner. And it's going to go from Hyde Park Corner to Trafalgar Square, maybe somewhere around 10 o'clock. And this one was started in 1970s. By Prabhupada himself. Our spiritual master himself started this London Rath Yatra and it's been going on. And on that day, 3 chariots will be there. Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, 3 chariots. And we all will be pulling the ropes of those chariots from Hyde Park to the Trafalgar Square. And it is mentioned in the Shastra that even if by taking part, even if standing over there and taking part in this thing so auspicious, that we will incur the blessings of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Pulling the rope is like pulling Krishna towards your heart. Right? And we request everyone, please come to this beautiful London Rath Yatra on the 21st of July at 10 o'clock and take part in that. This is the best opportunity for us. Krishna himself is coming out of the temple to give you his blessing. What more can Krishna do for us, right? He comes in the form of a devotee. He sends his Prabhupada, spiritual master, to start this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We have 360-degree worship over here. We have Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have Bhagavad Gita, we have deity worship, we have Mahaprasadam, we have the bona fide spiritual sampradaya. What else do we have? What else do we need? All we have to do is just listen to the instructions of Prabhupada and just chant the holy names of Krishna. So I want to thank each one of you. I want to my humble thanks because so patiently you've been listening to this thing, but it's only our sincere urge that we want to share this divine knowledge, right? Sharing is caring. Today, Sanatan Dharma, lot of things happen in India. They tried to wipe out Sanatan Dharma by so many invasions, but still nobody could do anything because this is coming directly from the gods. And we as followers of Sanatan Dharma, we should be completely enrich our life with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and take to the Krishna consciousness. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, if you take to my bhakti, every problem of yours, I will stand by you and you will be able to be successful in your life. So I want to thank each one of you for giving your attention to reading Bhagavad Gita. It is the grace of Krishna. He is making you listen and I'm just an instrument. May I ask everyone to just join hands. Let's do a round of chanting. Let's glorify Krishna. If Krishna is pleased, then automatically our Atmas get pleased. Let's do that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Krishna is asking us to surrender in Bhagavad Gita, and that's the reason why we are lifting our hands up in surrender, in the mood of surrender, saying, Krishna, you are please protect us. Please give us a protection for us and our families, and always give us a protection. It is said that even if you know one sloka of Bhagavad Gita, your life will be successful. So I just want everyone to do a call, similarly just like you did just now. Just repeat after me. Let's do one beautiful sloka of Bhagavad Gita after me, right? Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktya Upahritam Asnami Prayatatmana. This is a beautiful sloka from the 9th chapter, Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga, verse number 26, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhakta prayachati tadaham bhakya upahritam asnami prayatatmana, where Krishna is saying, with bhakti, with lot of love and devotion, Krishna, I want to do it for you. Just a small thing Krishna is saying, with love and devotion, early in the morning, if you offer a flower, a leaf, a fruit or water, just 4 things Krishna is asking. How easy is it to get flowers, fruits, leaf or water? If any of these 4, if you can get, Krishna is saying, if you offer it any of these 4 with love and devotion, I will happily accept it. So people who say, does God really eat? Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, yes, if you offer it with love and devotion, I will eat. And I'll keep the prasadam in the same way as a mercy, so that you can honor that prasadam and then you will be purified. Your soul will be purified. So this is how Krishna reciprocates. It's not that Krishna has to. There are miracles that happen that Krishna really ate also. But Krishna in this Kali Yoga is keeping it for us, so that honoring that we pray to Krishna and we offer and we pray. Krishna honors that and keeps it over there, so that we can enjoy that Mahaprasadam. So this is the message from all of us, from Bhagavad Gita, from which I wanted to share today. So please have these takeaways, that we don't do idol worship, we do deity worship. And Krishna, we have a higher nature, that we are all part and parcel of Krishna, but we have forgotten this relationship. Krishna comes in the form of a devotee as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give us this knowledge. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been mentioned in Vishnu Sahasranama, and he's been mentioned in Bhagavatam also. So, but it's only that we are not aware of it. He's been mentioned already in the scriptures. So thank you very much. You're so kind. You're so patient and so kind. I want to really humbly thank you. I'm your humble servant today, serving you and sharing this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Hare. Thank you. Thank you. Next time, you know what, I forgot to do. I have everything, all that.
Sometimes we have long, sometimes we have short. Today was nice and long.
Yeah, next week complete. Next week Saturday, the Sunday.
Sunday is not right. 21st, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
You saw the one. You have to come down Sunday. No, bring him here. In the afternoon. By the Tingalingal Kalka. You can sing?
क्या रहता है चाय का?
They're on your way, on your way.
ఇంకో ప్లేస్ వెళ్దామండి.
Gracias.